room. You're going to see I'm going to have a couple pigs out. Whoever looks the prettiest, this one's probably not going to make it through the weekend. He's good for practice. I'll just have to I'll find another pretty male. But I like it because he's so huge that the structures are well defined. And so, first question is this pig male or female? Female. What's that called? Genital papilla versus these bumps over here. Mammary papilla versus these fuzzy things on the tongue. Sensory papilla. Very good. Identify this. Auricle. Identify this. Snout is called rostrum. Very good. Identify these holes. External nares. Identify this flap at the back of the throat, epiglottis. Identify this ridge structure, hard palate back here. These pointy things, teeth or tusks. Yeah, you can go either way. Identify this tube, larynx. Let me go to this pig. Identify this tube, but behind this tube you have another esophagus. Very good. Identify this pouch.
Stomach.
At the end of the pouch, you have a sphincter called the pyloric sphincter that then leads to the C-shaped curvature. Duodenum. Everything else of the small intestine we're going to call jejunum. So duodenum, jejunum until we get to the end. When we get to the end, so I'll be like, identify this portion of the small intestine. That's the ileum. And then this little pinky that sticks up like that, that's the cecum. Identify the structure that winds around, spiral colon. Identify this tube going out this way, descending colon. Or some people will call it the rectum. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me see. Hard stuff. Let's do urinary system in this one, because this one's pretty gunky. So, let's do glands actually. Glands. So identify the gland in the neck. Thyroid. Identify this gland on the heart. Thymus. Identify this gland on the kidney. See this little lump down here? Adrenal gland. Identify this gland in the abdomen. It's kind of macerated here. That's the pancreas. Identify this flat tongue-shaped organ. Spleen. Very good. So identify. Let's go with urinary system. So identify this organ. Kidney. Identify this tube. Ureter. Identify this pouch. Urinary bladder, because you also have a gallbladder. So be specific on the papillae. You have genital papillae, mammary papillae, sensory papillae. Urinary bladder, gallbladder, because bladder just means pouch. Alright? So the gallbladder is then going to release its contents into the cystic duct. Very good. Now, for blood vessels, let's start with the neck. So in the neck, so the trachea is right here. This white vessel going up this way is the common carotid, and this blue one going down this way, internal jugular, and the blood vessels going into the shoulders would be subclavians, right? This blood vessel, this big, I just took the heart out, I'm sorry. This big blue one that's going down this way, superior vena cava. If I push the liver down, this big blue tube going up to the heart, inferior vena cava. Let's see. If I push, these are ugly. That's very gunky. If I push the kidneys aside, you're going to see blood vessels. See these blood vessels going into the kidneys? So the blood vessels going into the kidneys are the renal arteries. Renal arteries and veins. That's good enough. Now, if I push the colon aside, you see this white tube? That's the descending aorta. But it's then going to branch and go into the legs. See this branch right here? So the moment it goes into the eggs, iliac. So ileum, intestine, iliac, blood vessels. All right. You also have blood vessels that are shared between the stomach and the spleen. So that's your hint right there. It's shared between the stomach and the spleen. Gastrosplenic. Right. But you also have this blood vessel. It exploded. Well, it used to be here. Blood vessel going up into the liver would be your hepatic portal. For this pig, it's... See this white one? See how it's going to the liver? Maybe the other female on the other side it's a blue line. So you see a blue line going up into the liver, hepatic portal. Easy. Okay, that's it for blood vessels. So fetal circulation. So you have an umbilical cord that had brought blood into an umbilical vein. So this blood vessel, so here's another blood vessel that goes into the liver. So if I say identify this blood vessel going to the liver, make sure you look and see what I'm pointing at. This is the umbilical vein that then brings it up to the heart. Parallel the bladders, these are the umbilical arteries. So these two things right here are umbilical arteries. So common mistake is students call these ureters. No, ureters are down here. These are umbilical arteries that lead out to the umbilical cord. All right, so reproductive structures in a male. So out here is the scrotal sac, but inside the scrotal sac, you have this being, the testes. What do you call this cap around the testes? And this tube that leads away from it? Vas deferens. And this tube, this white tube on the inside? That's the penis. What do you call this hole that leads out?
The ureter.
Yeah, preputial orifice. But if you call it urethral orifice, it's the same thing. I'll take that. Yeah, pee hole, preputial orifice. All right? Yes. Okay. Let's see. For females, on the other hand, so this is a rather small female. So I'm going to point to this little bean. That's the ovaries, the little tube, this little squiggle leading from the ovary. Fallopian tube. The bigger squiggle, uterus. So pigs have a horned uterus. One side goes up this way, the other side goes this way. It's like a letter V. All right. Now, for the digestive tract, another thing I forgot was these membranes. Those are the mesenteries. This one has very pretty mesenteries. All right. So that's how the test is going to be. So I'm going to be pointing to things like what's this, what's that, what's this, what's that, and you simply tell me what it is.
So each student will have to answer all of it?
No. I'm going to ask a random 15 or so. Yeah. And so, since there's so many choices, it's every single one has a random. It's randomized. Everyone has a unique test.
But just make sure you know all the structures and
everything. Yes. Okay. So just keep practicing.
What about the heart itself?
Just the heart. I crossed out structures of that because depending on how it was cut, this one was cut beautifully, but some of the other parts it was just
that's
good.
Good cut.
This one's really pretty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.